Hey there YouTube, got another replay here. This one is going to be Suebi versus Massillia. Um, my opponent jumped in and jumped to Massillia and must have had a build saved because within about 30 seconds of being in the, or less than that actually, probably more like 10 seconds, he had his army picked and was selected ready. So I was having to rush through picking my army. So I decided to go infantry heavy. I've got, 7 Bloodsworn, and 1, 2, actually I think it's, let me count, I think it's 6 Wolf Warriors, and then 2 Swordmasters. Then I've got 3 Germanic Slingers, and 2 of these Germanic Scout Riders. And he's got, Axe Warrior Levy Freeman, and then a whole bunch of Celtic Warriors, and then 6 Hippeus Lancers. I saw that and was like, oh crap. But I feel like my infantry can easily beat his. It'll just come down to, can I hold out against his cavalry? Luckily, his Hippeus Lancers are never going to catch my Scout Riders. So I hopefully should be able to maybe kite him around, get him to chase me off, and then he'll take a bunch of javelins. And so I'm just going to march up real slow, and then I saw he also has 3 mercenary Gallic hunters that were hiding. So I'm going to go ahead, march up, get my slingers in range, have my slingers open fire. Because my first thought I was just going to skirmish him out because it didn't look like he had any skirmishers. Then I see his. So I decided to go ahead and give charge orders. Might as well go ahead and charge him up, and then use my Bloodsworn to box off and act as my reserve, and hopefully keep him out of my backlines at least until I can break some of his infantry. He starts swinging these Hippeus Lancers way out wide. So I'm going to go ahead and move my Scout Riders over there to meet him. And now I'm just going to try to start boxing up with infantry. Yeah, I go ahead and turn these guys around so they're facing back, and have my skirmishers focus on his infantry. Luckily, my opponent didn't see it because there's this gap here. I got worried that he tries to start moving through, but I'm starting to break some of his infantry. As you can see, yeah, it's costing me, but I'm, winning along the infantry engagement. He'll come in here and pay its Lancers. Yeah, he's going to get a real nice charge. Wow. Yeah, he's going to wreck that Bloodsworn. He manages to drive off without 1 unit of slingers, and then he's going to come in here and get another charge right into these infantry. But I had my guys in long, thin lines, so he punched through them real easy. I'm going to bring my Scout Riders up to kind of support, at least throw javelins into the back of the Lancers. But he gets a huge rout. His entire infantry collapses. But they don't shatter, they just break. So pretty much all of them will end up coming back here in a little bit. But what this does do is give me time to get my units free, start swamping him up, and start trying to take out some of the units that are left. My guys are going to, because I've got to take out his Hippeus Lancers. So that's what I'm trying to do right now, is just trying to swamp the units I've got that are still engaged in combat with me, because it's going to take him a while to rush his guys all back. And as you can see, they're already tired, and he's running them in, which is just going to make them more tired, which will make them less effective in combat. But again, I'm just going to try to keep pouring on guys onto these fights. His Hippeus Lancers, he really needs to be getting these guys out and trying to charge against my fixed infantry that are stuck up against his infantry. He manages to get these guys out, but I've got my Scout Riders have still got ammo, and my guys are a lot faster than him. He's not going to be able to get away from me. These Slingers come back from wavering, and I'm going to try to fire in over here on these Hippeus Lancers to just try to get some kills. I'm probably going to end up shooting some of my own guys, but hopefully guys on horseback are a bigger target. Finally, this unit of Hippeus breaks. Yeah, and I'm finally, slowly but surely, I'm taking out some of his infantry. He's taking out some of mine, but it's still going in my favor. I feel like most of the wavering is on his side, so I feel like I've got a good shot here. He gets a really nice charge into this infantry blob, but it's just not going to be enough. I mean, he's down to half strength, his guys are tired, and he's just not going to be able to do it. I managed to... He gets his cav unit over here free and starts trying to blob in again, but now I've got my scout riders, and my guys, I think, are out of ammo at this point, so I just charge him in. And I think it is about at this point his general dies, and that's when, right after it announces the general dies, my opponent quit out of the battle. So as you can see, I went infantry heavy. I brought these slingers because I felt like I've gotten burned in the past by not having skirmishers. They did okay. Swordmasters doing very well. Scout Riders doing alright. Most of these kills though were probably his Hippeus Lancers, so I mean that's alright. Bloodsworn, pretty mixed bag, and it was probably depending upon if they got a good charge or not. Some of these units were probably my guys who ended up being charged themselves by the Hippeus Lancers and just got wrecked. And Wolf Warriors, all over doing very nice. Again, Swordmaster's doing great. And you can see his Celtic Warriors, some of them did alright, some of them did not so great. Axe Warrior, Levy Freeman, not great. Yeah, his Hippeus Lancers, some of these guys, yeah, doing fantastic. His Skirmisher's doing alright. Again, overall, a good game to my opponent there. It was a fun match. And that's all I've got now. Gorthar Gaming, signing off.